Hanley. What are you doing here?
Hello.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
I'm reading this.
What happened to Seth? He left.
Seth's here.
Seth didn't leave, but Seth is going to mute everybody. And Barbara, feel free to unmute yourself.
Okay. Good. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to our Hadassah Shabbat Zachor. I'm going to start with an opening prayer. As we gather together to welcome Shabbat, we give thanks for the blessings of family and community. We pray that the warmth, the light, and the peace of Shabbat will permeate our lives and the lives of our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael. As we pause in our work to welcome the Sabbath Queen, we pray for renewed energy and strength to continue on Hadassah's mission of healing, teaching, and research. We give thanks for those who have set examples for us in the past, Esther and Vashti, Henrietta Zold, who's the founder of Hadassah, and the countless men and women who have helped Hadassah serve the needs of all people so that we will never again live in fear of a Haman or an Amalek. I do want to introduce a couple guests tonight. Phyllis Bergman is our Shalom Hadassah advisor, and Emily Weiner is with her. She is the past president of Shalom Hadassah and my cousin. Kathy Kirstein should be signing on. I don't know whether she's on quite yet. And we're going to begin with an English reading on page 363. Both Joan Fine and Margie Simon will read responsively, so they need to unmute themselves.
Your love, O God, is reflected in our ability to love.
Your compassion is reflected in the lives of the compassionate.
Our ancestors were such people. Through their vision of you, they learned the laws of life.
May we be worthy to learn them too. Creator of mercy, open our hearts.
Source of compassion, lead us to learning, that learning may lead us to deeds and may lead us to teaching others.
May our eyes light up with Torah. May our hearts cling to mitzvot.
May our trust in you lead us to gladness and joy.
In peace, gather us from the corners of the earth and lead us proudly to the promised land.
You have brought us close to your great name, to thank you and to say you are one through deeds of love.
All praise to you, Adonai, who gives the Torah to the people of Israel with the blessing of love.
Thank you so much. And next, turn to page 13, and Ronnie Fisher will lead us in Shalom Aleichem. Is Ronnie on mute?
Okay.
Okay.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashorei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKodosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKodosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKodosh Baruch Hu. Zehem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKodosh Baruch Hu.
Please join me now on page 14 in Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh, Av Harachaman, Mishoch Avdach, El Ritzonach, Yarutz Avdach, Kemo Ayal, Yishtachaveh, El Muhadarach, Yerav Lo, Yedidutach, Minov Tetzuv, B'chol Tam. Reveal yourself, beloved, for all the world to see, and shelter me in peace beneath your canopy. Illumine all creation, lighting up the earth, and we shall celebrate you in choruses of mirth. The time, my love, is now. Rush, be quick, be bold. Let your favor grace me in the spirit of days of old. On page 15, Lachuna Ranada, I'd like to welcome Roz Abrams, the president of our show.
Thank you, Barbara. Lechune ranina, lechune ranina, lechune rana ladonai. Lechune ranina, lechune ranina, lechune rana ladonai. Naria, litzor yishenu, nikadma fana bitoda. Naria, litzor yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechune ranina, lechune rana ladonai. Lechune ranina, lechune rana ladonai. Arba'im shana kupidor, va'omar am to'e levev heim, v'heim lo yadu derachai, asher nishbati biapi, im yivun el menuchati.
Thank you, Roz. That was beautiful. Turn to page 16, and Leslie Emack will be reading Psalm 96.
Thank you. Sing a new song, Adonai. Acclaim Adonai, all people on earth. Sing to Adonai. Proclaim each day God's awesome might. Announce to the world God's glory and wonders. For Adonai is great, deserving of praise. Adonai alone is to be revered as God. All the gods of the nations are nothingness, but Adonai created the heavens. Majesty and might accompany God. Splendor and strength adorn God's sanctuary. Acknowledge Adonai, all families of nations. Acclaim God's majestic power. Acknowledge God's glory and bring him tribute. Worship Adonai in resplendent reverence. Let the earth tremble in God's presence. Declare to the world, Adonai is sovereign. God has steadied the world, which stands firm, and judges all nations with fairness. Let the heavens rejoice, let the earth be glad, let the sea and all it contains exult. Let field and forest sing for joy. Adonai comes to rule the earth, to rule the world justly, the nations with faithfulness.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
And page 17, Ina Resnikoff will read Psalm 97.
Can you hear me?
Ina, you need to.
It says
Yes.
I'm on. Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You can hear me. Adonai is sovereign. Let the world rejoice. God's throne is founded on justice. Though God be clouded from view, divine justice reveals God's presence. God's lightning illuminates the earth. Fire consumes God's foes. Mountains melt like wax before Adonai. The earth trembles. The heavens proclaim God's righteousness. All people behold God's majesty. Shame covers those who worship idols, those who take pride in revering images, which must themselves bow low before God. Hearing of your judgments, Adonai, Zion exults, and the cities of Judah rejoice. You are supreme over all the earth, highly exalted beyond all that is worshipped. Those who love Adonai hate evil. God protects the faithful and saves them from the wicked. Light is stored for the righteous, joy for the honorable. Rejoice in Adonai, you who are righteous, acclaim the holiness of God's name.
Thank you so much, Ina. Page 18, Psalm 98, Lois Black.
This is 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't have 18 on here.
we don't have 18 on the page.
No, we don't usually do 18.
I had added it in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't see
Okay.
that. Why don't we try
How about
19?
if I switch with
Okay.
Lois?
Then do
I
Who
do
has,
that
someone
and
has,
she does
who has
mine.
19?
299, Lois.
Do
Okay.
page 19 in front.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
when
Okay.
we usually.
Adonai is sovereign, nations tremble. God is enthroned on high, the very earth quivers. Adonai is great in Zion, exalted over all peoples. Let them praise God, for God is awesome, holy. A sovereign, mighty rules with a love of justice. You alone bring about equity, ordaining justice and compassion for the people of Jacob. Exalt Adonai, our God, worship God who is holy. Moses, Aaron, and Samuel, God's chosen ones, called out to Adonai, who answered them in a pillar of cloud. They zealously strove to obey the divine law, even when God's decrees were beyond their grasp. You responded to them with compassion, even as you rebuked them for their offenses. Extol Adonai and bow toward God's holy mountain. Adonai, our God, is holy.
Thank you. Very nice, Lois. Please join me on page 19 at the bottom with Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lahakacho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lahakacho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'ishtachavu lahakacho. And on page 20, Phyllis Bergman will lead us in Mizmor David.
Mizmor David. Havu Ladonai b'nei Elim. Havu Ladonai kavod ba'od. Havu Ladonai kivod shemo. Ishtachavu Ladonai b'chadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim. Kol al, oh, wrong song. Kol Adonai al hamayim. Al hakavod harim. Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach. Kol Adonai bechadar. Kol Adonai shover arazim. Ishtachaver Adonai es rachal v'anon. Vayakidem kamo egel. Livano gishrim kamo ben ramim. Kol Adonai hotzei avo esh. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kodesh. Kol Adonai yachale ayalot. Yishaver yitzrot uv'chikalo omer kavod. Adonai lemabuya asher vayeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai osliam moyitain. Adonai yivorech et amo v'shalom.
Very nice. Okay, please join together on page 21 and we will sing Lecha Dodi every other verse. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala pene pene shabbat nekabela la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat likrat kala pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala pene pene shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmiyanu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shamo echad. L'shemu titeret v'hiti la 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 l'chad dodi likrat likrat kala p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela. L'chad dodi likrat likrat kala p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech yimeluka, kumitza imito hachifa, revlach shevet v'yemet habacha, Adonai lach yachamol elayichem la 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 la, lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela, lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela. Hitoruri, hitoruri, kiva ore kumi uri, uri, shir dabiri, kivod Adonai alayech nigla la 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 la, lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela. V'hayu lim sasho sayich l'racha kol v'layich yasisa layich Elohayich kimsos katan al kala la 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 l'chagot lo dodi likrat kala p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face any of your doors. Ro'i v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'b'tahala. Toch emunei am segula. Bo'i chala, la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat kala, p'nei shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei shabbat nekabela. Our next reading is on page 23, and Masha Cohen will be doing the reading.
A song for Shabbat. It is good to acclaim Adonai, to sing your praise, exalted God, to affirm your love each morning and your faithfulness each night to the music of the lute and the melody of the harp. Your works, Adonai, make me glad. I sing with joy of your creation. How vast your works, Adonai. Your designs are beyond our grasp. The thoughtless cannot comprehend, the foolish cannot fathom this. The wicked may flourish, springing up like grass, but their doom is sealed, for you are supreme forever. Your enemies, Adonai, your enemies shall perish. All the wicked shall crumble, but me you have greatly exalted. I am anointed with fragrant oil. I have seen the downfall of my foes. I have heard the despair of my attackers. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. They shall grow tall like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they will thrive in the courts of our God. They shall bear fruit even in old age. They shall be ever fresh and fragrant to proclaim Adonai is just, my rock in whom there is no flaw.
Okay, and on the next page, Roz Sadiq Katama and Ojin Nubun.
Thank you, Barbara.
On page
Sadikatama yivrach ke'erez balvanon yizkeh shetulim bebeit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Oh, Yenuvum Beseva, Dishenim Verananim, Yiu Lehagid, Ki Yashar Adonai, Sori V'Lav Latabo.
Thank you, Roz. On page 24, Shelley Green will lead us in Psalm 93.
Good evening. Adonai is sovereign, crowned with splendor. Adonai reigns, robed in strength. You set the earth on a sure foundation. You created a world that stands firm. Your kingdom stands from earliest times. You are eternal. The rivers may rise and rage, the waters may pound and pulsate, the floods may swirl and storm, yet above the crash of the sea and its mighty breakers is Adonai our God supreme. Your decrees, Adonai, never fail. Holiness befits your house for eternity.
Edotecha Ne'amon Me'od Levetecha Nava Kodesh Adonai Le'orech Yamim. Now Mara Cohen will lead us in the Monish Kaddish, and you rise if you're able to. And then she will continue with the Baruch.
Thank you.
Page 24.
Yitkadal v'yikadash Shmei Rabbah v'yama d'yivra chirusei v'yamilch malchusei v'chayakon v'yamekon u'bahei d'kol beit Israel ba'aglav uzman karib v'meru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mikvora le'olam omei omaya. Yisbarak v'yisribah v'yisrar v'yisranam v'yitnaseh. V'yishadar, v'yishalel, shmei dekusha, brechu. Le'ela min kol bechata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damia v'yama v'meru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Israel v'meru, amen. Osei shalom v'marav, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu v'yakol Israel v'meru, amen.
Okay, and we'll continue on page 28 with the Baruchu and remain standing, and Mara will lead us.
Thank you, Barbara. Baruch et Adonai Hambarak.
Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Le'olam Va'ed. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe. Your word bringing the evening dusk. You opened with wisdom the gates of dawn, designed the day with wondrous skill. Set out the succession of seasons and arrange the stars in the sky according to your will. Adonai Savot, you create day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall forever embrace us. Praised are you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk. Thank you, Barbara.
You're welcome. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila. Adonai Tzebaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Hamari V'Aravim. Okay, and page 28, Ahavat Olam, Roz Abrams.
Thank you, Barbara. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu V'shachveinu uvkumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha li'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu uvahem negeh yomam v'layla V'avatacha al tarsim rimenu li'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Okay, page 30, the Shema, Paula Cohen. Is Paula here? Is Paula on tonight?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, Paula.
Shema, can you hear me now? Shema
Yes, we can hear you.
Yisrael Adonai. Shema
Hello.
Yisrael Adonai Elohim Adonai Echad. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hashem Kavod Makosef. V'ahavta es Adonai Elohecha b'chol nafshecha uv'kol miyadecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anoki mitzavaka hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shivtecha b'veisecha uv'lefteka b'vaderek Ukashataka ukumecha because shartam leos al yadecha v'hayu l'tafos bein enecha ukashatam al mezazos v'yisecha uvisharecha. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, and not alone. Laman Yerbu Yimechem V'nechem al hadama asher nishma Adonai la'avosecha v'seis lahem kimei hashmayim al haaretz. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Did you want me to read the next one, Barbara? Thank you.
At the bottom, otherwise I'll do it.
Hmm.
Yirbu, let me just, Yirbu Yimechem. I can do it, Paula.
What, Barbara?
Yirbu Yimechem.
What? I didn't hear.
At
what
the
you
end
said.
of the paragraph.
I think she already did it.
Uma,
Oh, she did it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We'll go on to Vayomer on page 31, Diane Ellison.
Adonai said to Moses, instruct the people Israel that in every generation they shall put tzitzit on the corners of their garments and bind a thread of blue to the tzitzit, the fringe on each corner. Look upon the tzitzit and you will be reminded of all the mitzvot of Adonai and fulfill them, and not be seduced by your heart, nor led astray by your eyes. Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I Adonai am your God, who is truth. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Okay, and on page 32, the first paragraph silently. Malchuto Birtzon Kiblu Alehem Moshe Ubnei Yisrael Lecha Anu Shira V'Shimcha Rabba V'Yamru Ulam Mara Cohen Michamocha. I will be helping Mara.
Mi kamoka belim Adonai, mi kamoka neder bakodesh, nora tehilot, osei felech.
Malchutecha Ra'u Vanecha Bokei Yam Lifnei Moshe Zeili Anu V'Yamru
Adonai yimlo le'olam va'ed.
V'ne'ema ki pada Adonai et Yaakov Ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al
Israel. Thank you.
Was good. On page 33, Aline Rosenberg will read the English, the paragraph Chashki Venu. Aline, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu LaShalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. God, our coming and our going, grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praised are you, Adonai, who spreads a shelter of peace over us, all his people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu, l'chaim u'lishalom me'ata v'yad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Thank you, Aline. Page 34, please rise for the Shamru. Diane Ellison will lead us.
Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'Doraton Berit Olam. B'nai Uvein B'nai Yisrael Oti Li'olam Oti Li'olam Oti Li'olam Ki Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat l'doraton berit olam.
Thank you, Diane. I made a mistake and I skipped over page 33 and the reading for Sandy Simon. I want you to do it. We'll just go back. Seth, can we go back to page 33? And Sandy Simon. Yeah. Sandy? Sandy, please unmute yourself.
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
You're good.
Okay. As a mother comforts her children, so I myself will comfort you, says Adonai, and you will find peace in Jerusalem. Past troubles will be forgotten, hidden from sight. Jerusalem will be a delight, her people a joy, and you will find peace in Jerusalem. None shall hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, says the Creator whose throne is heaven. Says Adonai, who also seeks peace in Jerusalem. Each month at the new moon, each week on Shabbat, all people, all my children shall worship me, says Adonai, who will also find peace and consolation in Jerusalem.
Thank you, Sandy. And I apologize for skipping over that.
That's perfectly all right.
Okay. On page 34, Paula Cohen will chant the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yiskada v'yiskadash me rabba b'almal divrei kirusai v'yamalech malkusei b'chayek. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh.
Yes.
Okay. B'chayek uv'makayim b'chayek the Kol Beis Yisrael b'hagalav v'zman karim b'yomim romein yehishmei rabba mevorah v'yolam u'mei almeim yisbarak v'yishtabach v'yisbar v'yisarmon v'yisnaseh v'yishadav v'yisalel v'yisalal shmei d'kusha b'richo ya'aleila min kol b'rachsatar B'shirata tishbachata v'nachamata damimka b'alma b'yimru amen.
Thank you, Paula. All right, on page 36, we're going in for the silent Amida.
Page 35D through 38. When you are finished, you may be seated. Barbara, did you want to do Oseh Shalom?
Yeah, let's do Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru, Amen. Page 47, Vayachulu, please remain standing. Charlotte Gross.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Vayachulu hashemayim v'charetz v'kol zavam vayakol Elohim bayom hashvi'i milato asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol malakto asher asa v'arech Elohim et yom hashvi'i v'kadesh oto kivo shavat mikol malakto kivo shavat mikol malakto asher barak Elohim lasot.
Thank you, Charlotte. That was beautiful. Roz Abrams will continue halfway down through the page.
Thank you, Barbara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Konei Shamayim Va'aretz. You can be seated. Magen Avot Bidvaro Mechaye Meitim B'Mamaro Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kamohu Hameniach Li'amo B'Yom Shabbat Kadsho Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Kivam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Lefanav Na'avod B'Yirav Afachad V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Me'en Habrachot El HaHodaot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat Umavarek Shvi Umeniach B'Kedusha Li'amedu Shnei Oneg Zecher L'Maseh V'Reishit. Page 48.
Page 48, Phyllis Bergman will chant the Kaddish Shalem.
Do you want me to do the Eloheinu first?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's all right. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu Ritzev v'mnuchatenu Kadshenu b'mitzvotecha V'tein chelkeinu b'toratecha Sabeinu mituvecha V'samcheinu b'shuatecha V'taher libeinu li'avdecha be'emet V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu Ahava uvratzon Shabbat Kadshecha, Vayinuchu Vo Yisrael, Mekadeshei Shemecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Phyllis?
Iskadavi, Iskadashime Rabba, Bielma Divrachi Rute, Viamlich Malchute, Bechaye, Chon of Yomechon, Uchaye Dechobe Israel, Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Karim, Bimaru, Amen. Yeheshme Rabba Mevorach, Leolam Leomaya Yitbarach Yitbarach Ishtabach Vispaaris Ramandit Nase Visadar Visalev Visalel Shvedakudasha Rifu Leolam Min Kobrachata Bashirata Tushbechata Venechemata Dami Ram Beoma Vimaru Amen. Tidkabel Sotachon Yotachon, Lechol Yisrael Kadama Avachon, Ishmaya, V'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, L'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru Amen.
Thank you, Phyllis. That was nice. I'm going to introduce Leslie Garber to you, and she's going to do a special reading, not in the, to introduce the Kiddush. Leslie?
Thank you, Barbara. When we come together to give thanks, to mark important events, and to celebrate, we offer a prayer of
You're fading out.
as we welcome Shabbat, which recalls the Exodus from Egypt. As we reflect on Hadassah's journey and as we move forward with renewed vigor in Hadassah's second century, we honor the memory of our founder, Henrietta Zold, who taught, in the life of the Spirit, there is no ending that is not a beginning. Our Spirit has enabled us to bring healing to the people of Jerusalem and Israel. What began as a small cadre of nurses grew to our amazing facilities in Jerusalem, on Mount Scopus, and in Ein Karim, crowned in our centennial year by the Sarah Wetzman Davidson Hospital Tower. As we come together to continue our sacred mission, we draw our inspiration from those who came before us and ask for guidance from the source of all blessing, who has enabled us to reach each of our milestones. On this Shabbat Zakor, we remember the strength and courage of our namesake, who was known both as Queen Esther and as Hadassah. We strive to obliterate the names of Amalek and Haman by responding to the needs of the weak and infirm in our midst. We have succeeded in bringing learning and healing to Israel. We give thanks for the lives we have saved and the suffering we have eased, the hope we have inspired, and the love of Zion we have shared. With spirits renewed and strength unflagging, we welcome the challenges the future will bring. We invoke God's blessing as we raise our Kiddush cup to sanctify this special Shabbat. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we may all swiftly merit its radiance. Am Yisrael Chai, Hadassah Chai.
Thank you, Leslie. And I'm going to do Kiddush. If you have your wine or whatever, join in. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho b'yahava v'ratzon v'chimchalta v'chanfilenu zirchon l'maaseh b'reishit ki hum yom tehillah L'mikrae kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'chata yotanu קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קדשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. Thank you. Okay, at this point, Shabbat Shalom again, everybody. It just thrills me that we're doing this. I've been excited for three days. The Mavtir that we read on the eve of Purim and on every Shabbat immediately preceding Purim, which is tomorrow, is a problematic text at the first reading. We name this Shabbat Zachor, remember, the opening word of the Mavtir that admonishes us to remember what the Amalekites did to the Israelites as they left Egypt. At the same time, we are told to obliterate the name of Amalek from history. Remember what Amalek did to you on your way out of Egypt. When they encountered you on the way, and when you were tired and exhausted, they cut off those lagging to the rear, and they did not fear God. Therefore, when God gives you peace from all the enemies around you in the land that God, your Lord, is giving you to occupy as a heritage, you must obliterate the memory of Amalek from under the heavens. You must not forget. In attacking the Israelites from the rear, Amalek attacked the defenseless, the old, the sick, women and children. Why would the rabbis designate such a grim reading for the eve of Purim, a time of unbridled joy and celebration? This terrible tragedy must be remembered as a cautionary tale. We cannot stand idly by and allow ourselves to ignore the needs of those who are most at risk among us. We must also remember that while faith and prayer are important, we must act in the face of danger. That is what Queen Esther did in the face of Haman's evil decree. Although she fasted and prayed for 3 days, she also risked her own life by going to King Ahasuerus to plead her people's case. She remembered what Amalek had done and learned from it. Her strategy was to appeal to the king through his personal weakness, his love for attention, food, and drink. She cleverly caught Haman off guard, who, as an Agagite, was considered to be a descendant of Amalek. Haman's blatant disregard for God also sealed his fate. When we drown out Haman's name with our grudges or stamp it out with our feet, we are following the precedents outlined in tomorrow's Maftir. Hadassah, the Women's Zionist Organization of America, was founded on February 24th, 1912, on Purim. We take our name from the heroine of the Purim story, Queen Esther, whose Hebrew name was Hadassah. We are dedicated to Aruchat Bat Ami, the healing of the daughter of our people. We are anti-Amalek. Our mission is to care for the young, the weak, the sick, and the needy. Our hospital's doors are open to all who seek medical care. Our medical teams have responded to emergencies all around the world. For generations, our youth Aliyah villages have provided safe haven, guidance, and education to children at risk. Hadassah Academic College in Jerusalem educates a diverse student body to meet the needs of Israel and her growing economy. Here in the United States, we nurture our members to become Zionist leaders, engaged members of the Jewish community, and the builders and guarantees of the Jewish future We advocate to our congressmen on a lot of new bills and, for women's rights, also for Holocaust education. We face obstacles with the eyes of practical Zionists, but we strive to repair the world with the zeal of dreamers. May Hadassah help to ensure that the words of Megillat Esther forever obliterate the name of Amalek. La Yehudim Haita Ora V'Sason V'Simcha V'Yika, light and joy, gladness and honor for the Jewish people. And I thank you.
That should be it.
Thank you. Page 51, Phyllis Bergman will lead us in Aleinu. Please rise.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Aleinu l'shabech ladon hakol, b'atet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo wasanu gigoyei haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu gahem, v'gorelenu b'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
And on page 51, Janet Lemna will read the last paragraph in English.
And so we hope in you, Adonai, our God, soon to see your splendor, that you will sweep adultery away so that false gods will be destroyed, and that you perfect the world by your sovereignty, so that all humanity will invoke your name, and all the earth's wicked will return to you repentant. Then all who live will know that to you every knee must bend, every tongue pledge loyalty. To you, Adonai, may all bow in worship. May they give on your glory. May everyone accept your dominion. Reign over all, soon and for all time. Sovereignty is yours in glory, now and forever. Thus is it written in your Torah, Adonai reigns forever and ever. Excuse me. Such is the prophetic assurance. Adonai shall be acknowledged, ruler of all the earth. On that day, Adonai shall be one, and his name one. Thank you.
Next. Next, I'm calling on Diane to finish it off and to do the Monas Kaddish on page 52.
Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch v'olam va'ed, v'ne'ema v'chaya Adonai, l'melech al kol ha'oretz, v'yom ha'hu, yehye Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Ushemo echad. Yikadal
Page 52.
Yiskadal
Please
v'yiskadal
rise.
Shemei Rabbah v'yamad divrach yerotei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayechon Beit Yisrael b'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei almaya. Yitbarak v'yishtaba v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal Shmei Kudasha Berehu le'elam minkol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'ne'amata damiram b'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav Huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen.
Thank you, Diane. I'm calling now Roz Abrams, the president of our show, will make some announcements.
Thank you, Barbara. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to all Hadassah members from near and far to Shabbat Zachor service. And special thanks to Barbara Siegel for coordinating tonight's service. Thank you, Barbara. Just a few
You're
announcements.
welcome.
Tomorrow morning, we will celebrate the bar mitzvah of Chase Friedman, grandson to Howie Friedman. Live stream services will begin at 9 o'clock. Live stream services also this Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. And that link for Sunday morning will be sent out tomorrow night after Shabbat. On Thursday morning, February 25th, that's this coming Thursday, at 10 o'clock, the men of our show will get together virtually once again for coffee chat. Join in for 40 minutes of good conversation and, of course, bring your own coffee. You can either email Barry Lashinsky or you can use the chat feature this evening to reserve your spot, and he will be sending out the Zoom link in advance. And on Thursday evening, February 25th, that's this coming Thursday, we will celebrate Purim with a virtual Mariv service and Megillah reading. There will be a variety of Purim tidbits, including tips on how to make a homemade Gregor. The evening will conclude with a Purim happy hour. Bring your own schnapps and hamantashen, and don't worry, no one's driving home. You can email me by this Tuesday, February 23rd, if you would like to receive the link. So that will be a separate link as well. And next Sunday morning, February 28th, the ritual committee will meet at 10:30. And two events of interest that the Lapin Foundation is hosting to celebrate Jewish Women's History Month. On Monday evening, March 1st at 7:30, they will present Jewish Women on Stamps with Greg Phillipson, an avid art and stamp collector. And then the following Monday evening, March 8th at 7:30, celebrating Jewish Women's History Month with the one and only Jewish Miss America, the story of Bess Meyerson. Both programs are free, but you must register for the Zoom link. Our synagogue and Shalom Hadassah are co-sponsors of both events. And save the date for our virtual second night Passover Seder on Sunday, March 28th. More information will be coming. Thank you again, Barbara, and to all the ladies that took part tonight, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Barbara, do you mind if I make, Barbara?
Yes.
Before
Yes.
before you
Go ahead.
continue, I just want to express the condolences of the congregation to Sally Francis and to the Edelstein family on the loss of her sister Bernice. And I know the funeral was just held, but if there's anything we can do, please let us know. But again, our condolences. Thank you, Barbara.
Will they be doing a shiva, Seth?
I'm not aware of it, but Sally,
Okay.
I mean, if there's anything, we'll communicate it to you.
Okay, thank you. Please join me on page 53 for Yigdal. Yigdal Elohim Chai, Vayishtabach, Nimtzev V'yenei, El Metzioto, Echad V'yen Yachid, Ki Yehudo, Ne'elam V'gam Ninsof Le'achduto, En Lo Demut HaGuf, V'yeino Guf, Lo Na'aroch Elav, Kedushato, Kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra, Rishon v'yein reshit l'reshito. Hino Adon olam v'chol notza yoreh gedulato u'malchuto, shefa nevuato netano al anshe segulato v'tifato. Lokam b'Yisrael Kemoshe Navi Umabi et Munato Torah Emet Natan Liamoel Al Yad Neviyo Neman Beito Lo Yachal Yithael V'lo Yamidato Leolamim Lezulato Sofeh V'Yodeya Sitarenu מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע בראשיתו, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לבדוק מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יהייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין עד שם קהילתו, מתים יהייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין עד שם קהילתו. This point, I call on Frida Kravitz, who we all love, to do the Hamotzi. Frida, you need to unmute.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me? Yeah.
Yes, Frida.
Yes.
Yeah, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Amotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth bread from the earth and es gesunte Reh.
Hi,
Frida.
Thank you, Frida.
Nice job.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And Yashabah.
Shabbat shalom.
Good job, everyone.
Beautiful service, Barbara.
Shabbat shalom.
Beautiful
Good
job.
job. Good job.
I have my two families and they're all